Hey everybody, Riot Mort here, back with another game on PvE. By the time you watch this, it should be Friday, which means there's probably been some changes and things like that. But as of now, I'm recording it late on Tuesday? Wednesday? I don't know. But yeah, a new set on PvE. So, yeah. Hopefully you've been enjoying these videos. This is a tradition where the first week I just do these videos where I talk to myself. There's no Twitch chat trying to one-guy me or bait me into bad plays. Silly Twitch chat. And who knows what's going on in the gaming news right now. I'm sure, I don't know, it's been a wild few weeks. But, you know, at the end of the day, my job is to make sure game is fun. And hopefully you guys are having fun with this set. I've been enjoying my game so far. The mechanics are a lot of fun. Granted, usually on PvE the first couple, like, week or two, I kind of have a big advantage over everybody because I've played before, so I get it. But this game I think is going to be one of the more basic games that hopefully you can learn from. Kind of like the first video this week was a Street Demon game. This game, we will hopefully have another pretty easy vertical for you to play. Less reroll, more, you know, good stuff. That being said, we've got some Street Demon Mundos right now. And early game, you know, you're just buying your pairs. I actually buy the Jin here so that I can play around Dynamo, which is fine. And by the way, the opening encounter was Zac. Zac is all prismatic this time. So, with it being all prismatic, things could get pretty wild. We'll have to see. Thankfully, PvE, nothing too wild here. Armor, we're not going to be building an Edge of Night probably. Items aren't particularly amazing right now. Okay, there's a hacked trait augment here. So the hack is saying, hey, if you play a trait augment, we'll give you some extra gold. And I already have a Jin. So Jin plus Nefiri plus the emblem does give me 4 Exotech, or 3 Exotech. So we can play around Exotech for a little bit here. Now, for those who have played Ink Shadow in the past, Exotech is very similar. Our first item is going to be the Flux Capacitor, which is a really good Zeri item. But for now, we can put it on Nefiri, or we can put it on Jin. Now, sadly, the one thing is we don't have a great frontline here. It would have been nice to hit, like, a Jax. But otherwise, it's still, you know, 3 Exotech early. From what I've seen on PvE, Exotech's pretty darn good. So, gonna spread some stuff out, at least try to get some big damage here. And you can see here, 3 Exotech. We checked the items, by the way, to see what else we're gonna get. And the other 2 items we're gonna get this game are tanky items. And so what I'm thinking after taking this augment and those is that Mordekaiser with both Exotech tank items in a 7 Exotech build could be really good. And then the fact that we got Ginsus from our augment means you can play Zeri as our carry. And so kind of right away, we have, this is one of those games where like we have a pretty good plan in action. It's just a question of like, how do we get there? Will we be able to hit the Mordekaiser 3, or is there a different angle? So we will have to see. For now, again, not really hitting any front line, which is a little sad. Yeah. We could build a Gunblade, but which isn't bad on Zeri. The problem is if you're going to build Gunblade on Zeri, you need a really good front line. So like if we ever ended up at Mordekaiser 3 with Zeri carry, that could be really good. For now, I'm going to level up and then Flunder. I was trying to buy the Skarner to put in 2 Vanguard to have a front line, but I goofed, trying to make too many last-minute decisions. Thankfully, on the other side, though, we get the Cypher player, which means they're going to be a free win. They're not going to kill. They got a kill out of it, so they can't complain either. But yeah, so like I said, if you have a Zeri with Gunblade Ginsus healing a Mordekaiser 3, that can do some really wild stuff, because Zeri does take some time to ramp, but once she gets going, whew, she can be pretty wild. I like Zeri. We'll talk about her more when we get there, if we get there. We do find an early Vex. Now what's interesting here is I can play the Skarner for 2 Vanguard, or I can do this, which will give me the extra crit, and 2 Divinicorp, which is a little more AP. So for now, we'll just play this Vex. By the way, for those of you who saw some of like the other influencers' videos, Vex used to be a 2-range, like kind of melee dive bomb champion. But what we kept running into was like if you wanted to, like, if you hit Vex early like this, she was terrible. She was actually just a really awful champion. She was really, really hard to play, to the point where it felt like you had to plan for her, which was never ideal. And even when you did, it didn't always work. Like, you would get like BT plus 2 good items, and just still sometimes she'd get bursted down. But there were like some ceiling cases that were really unfun. Like if you had her with like Zonya's, for example, and then what would happen is she would just like delete backlines. And in a set where we already had Shaco and Zed and Brand and a bunch of other Ziggs, it was like too much. And so the set ended up feeling a lot better if we put her back to like just a simple blue buff spam AP caster that made it so that you could flex between her and Annie. She was Divinicorp, made Executioners a little easy to play as well. So overall, ended up being a pretty big improvement to the game as a whole, even though it made Vex less interesting. And so there's a whole like design retro thing we could talk about how, because even I believed in like this cool Vex design where she would like dash around, but it just made the game so much harder to play. So a little unfortunate here. We're gonna go ahead and slam the Giant Slayer for now and the Crown Guard. The Crown Guard, knowing that can be a very good third item on Mordekaiser if we ever hit it. Now, right now, I'm considering Elise here, because Elise over Vex. The extra crit from Divinicorp, not that insane, but having 3 Dynamo for my backline carries. But also, like, look at this front line. We could totally lose a fight here, and it wouldn't shock me. So, and unfortunately, we go up against a Mundo 2, Strategist Emblem, Zyra 2, so I'm kind of guessing we're losing this fight. Jin is not going to have the time to ramp up here. So this is not going to be one of those games where I just free win streak in the early game. That Mundo is just too tanky for my 1-star team. Ah, well. Can't win them all. Boom. Okay. All right, again, really kind of just praying we can find a Mordekaiser here. We can throw in Poppy, which would give me some extra Bastion. We can just ditch that, put that on Poppy for now. At least it gives me more of a front line, because I have plenty of backline. The Dynamo's not really doing that much. Now, this is a risky move, because now if I lose, I can't hit 30. But thankfully, we get another Cypher player on the other side. So, should be a free win, puts us at 30. Not too shabby. Again, a lot of this right now feels like it's going to come down to when we can find this Mordekaiser to hit 5 Exotech. That extra item spike, as well as getting to put the Crown Guard on someone we actually wanted on, will matter a lot. Getting 2 Bastion in, though, at least makes us a little extra tanky. Yeah. Alright, any good item. Someone else is win streaking, so. Alright, Gold Orb. Gold Orb gives us... Okay, we got a Varus out of here. Getting the Varus is nice. That's going to give us 5 Exotech if we want it early. Item-wise, not great. 48, 49, 50. Okay. Find a Jin. There's going to be our 5 Exotech. That's going to give us another tank item. So we can just put that on Jax for now or on Nefiri. Doesn't matter too much. Again, big problem right now is that I don't have a 2-star champion. So, but it's okay. We're almost level 6. We got plenty of resources. And we know it's a prismatic augment next, so who knows, that may also help us get even more resources. Was that worth a remover? Probably not, but at least the items are put on the same character, so they'll synergize a little better. We go up against a Shaco 2. Shaco, also, they also hit a the emblem, so they're already at 5 Syndicate. 5 Syndicate, I don't think you're going to see a lot of 5 Syndicate in the late game, but 5 Syndicate early with its flat health bonus very good. So, like, this fight, we were not going to win. You could 2-star my Jhin and my Jax, and we still wouldn't win this fight, so that's fine. Coronation could give us some more flex room. Buried Treasure's probably not needed. We're going to have plenty of items. Sponging, no. So, yeah, Coronation's just a free +1 here. Nice and safe. So now I'm kind of torn between, like, do I level up? Do I just put in some extra units here? What are we doing? We can put that on Varus for now. Elise is there to give me 2 Dynamo again. But not really hitting the Mordekaiser here. Okay, there's a free Alawi too. And we are playing Bastion. That's better than Poppy for sure. So we'll take that. And at least now we have some frontline. Now I waste another remover. Should I have done that? Probably not. But, you know, what are you going to do? And now, at least, like I said, we finally have a 2-star frontliner. We go up against a Cypher player. So, easy win. And yeah, this Alawi 2 now, very tanky. So, pretty happy we hit that. Pretty happy we hit that. Okay. We find a Jhin 2 finally. We find a Varus. It's a shame I'm not playing Cypher because finding a Zed this early is very good if I was playing Cypher, but I'm not, sadly. So now that we have a Jhin 2 and an Alawi 2 with these items, I'm feeling pretty good. We should be able to win some fights from now on. We've got Dynamo in for some extra mana regen. I switch in and I put in Anima Squad here. Magic damage or physical. I'm going to put in magic for now. Doesn't matter too much. It's just a little extra damage. 3 Anima Squad's probably not something you want to play around late game. You know, it's just like 10 armor and MR. But it's not 0, you know. And so this Vayne, you can see shooting out those Anima Squad items. There's another shot. It fires a decent amount. And if you look on the side, it, you know, 788 damage. It's not nothing. It's fine for now. Still need a Mordekaiser. Item-wise, something like an Even Shroud would be good here. So, unfortunately, it's on a 1 cost. But Even Shroud wouldn't be bad. Champion-wise, there's no champions we need. Okay, no Even Shroud. Could just take a TG. That's an option. No, we're going to go with Dragon Claw. Okay. Or not. I don't know. Let's see what I go with. We'll see. I like this carousel. That is a 2-cost shop. Doesn't really help us. So for now, we chillin'. Gonna go ahead and level up, put in that Dynamo. Hopefully keep the win streak going here. I always like the level 7 level up. I don't think it's correct to build the Dragon Claw. We really do need an Even Shroud later. We're gonna need that that Sunder. We go up against the Syndicate player again. And again, they have 5 Syndicate, which is good early. But now they have a TF with IE. I'm not too worried about this, actually. Their setup doesn't look that great. They do have my Zeri, though. Give me back that Zeri. Give me that back. Okay, one more round and we can go full win streak here. Whoa, nice shop. Jax, okay, what was that? That was a shop. That's going to be 7 Exotech. We can move the items to Zeri. We can get our double tank items going. I do want them on Mordekaiser, but it's not quite ready to go. I don't need a Leona in this comp anymore, so I could take out the Leona. Come on. Come on, Mort. Figure it out. we're like, well, we'll just stick with it for this round. Thankfully, we get another easy matchup here. The Cypher player does have 250, so they're getting it ramped up. So they're looking scary. But I got to move these items over to Zeri as well. Yeah, they're at 271, so I guess they never hit like 5 Cypher. Okay. But now we have 7 Exotech, and 7 Exotech, you know, day 1 of PBE looking a tiny strong. I will say, though, there was this Reddit comment I saw talking about the set so far, and it kind of captured everything we wanted, which was kind of funny. But there was, all their thing said was, everything feels so broken. And we were like, you know what? I'll take it. Because if everything feels broken and fun, that's good TFT. So... Alright, we got 2 rapid fire in. 7 Exotech, 2 Bastion, 2 rapid fire. See what kind of items we get here. Can hit 50 gold here. So there's an interesting thing we could do here, which I think we will. We got our even shroud, so that's good. We're going to item remove to get the items on Zeri. So Zeri's good to go now. So you look at this and you see the even shroud on Jax, fine. And I will say a big mistake I made this game was I've been using my removers too much. But if we're going to play Exotech, we know that we can hit Sejuani later. And one of the things we can do with Sejuani is build a couple adaptive helms. Adaptive helms are pretty good on Sejuani. She gets the armor and MR, benefits from her passive, and then that helps her cast more. So you can get like 2, maybe even 3 Sejuani ults if you're lucky. So we can build these for now, put them on Varus until we hit the Sejuani, and then transfer them over. So pretty good use of adaptive helm, I think. And now we have a comp that Zeri can be proud of. So... if we just hit Zeri 2, Mord 2, Sejuani 2. Knowing it's a prismatic here. Blazing Soul's a combat augment. I mean, combat augment's going to be good here. Radiant Refractor. Might just take that. Big reason I want to take this here is Zeri. Again, we talked about how Zeri needs time to ramp up. You know what helps her ramp up really well? Radiant Ginsus. So, see, and here's an example now where because I put these items on Varus, I'm stuck with a jeweled gauntlet that I wouldn't mind putting on Varus, but it's kind of stuck there. So, not ideal. An Amp or a Bruiser. If we put in Gragas here, Gragas is going to give us Bruiser plus Dynamo. And this is what I was talking about, how Gragas is going to be a very popular champion. We find our Sejuani. Where are you going to put it? Okay, we're going to do that. Everything gets placed, and I will say this is actually one of the things I think might be way too strong. Look at the health on this Mordekaiser. 2 Exotech item Mordekaiser might just be too insane. So I'm actually a little worried about the power level of that right now. Wouldn't be surprised me if by the time you're watching this it already even got a light nerf. Not for sure or anything, just wouldn't surprise me. Bam, bam, bam. We find a Gragas, which is fine. Big thing here. Yeah, take out the Nefiri. No. Take out the Nefiri. That's going to give 2 Divinicorp. Buy the Varus. Oh, didn't buy the Varus! How do you not buy the Varus here? Misplay. Sejuani. Rolled all the way. We're not going to be able to hit 10 Exotech, so we can probably sell the Nefiri. Zeri's so cool, just dashing around, shooting her bullets. And like I said, when you get her ramped up, she can get a lot of clones going. Zeri's pretty cool. Ew, even got a gold. Nice. Alright, I actually sold my Varus. That's another Varus sold, by the way. selling all these Varises. We're on a win streak here. And like I said, the fact that I'm winning this much with a Mordekaiser 1, Sejuani 1, it's like, this seems a little good. But again, easy to play. Looking at these items, I mean, honestly, I might just take the bow or the glove here. Glove could be these gloves later. Go with the bow. It's fine. Again, can't go much longer, though. If this were a stronger lobby with everything being 1-star, I'd be in a lot of trouble. Early Zac is always nice. We can play Zac over... So I like this play. Early Zac means we can start building up Bloblets. Okay, now we have Mordekaiser 2. We should be good to go. All we really need now is to move items onto the Sejuani and, you know, get our Zeri 2, and then we'll be good. But now Mordekaiser is just a beast with these 2 Exotech items, 7 Exotech. The $1 million question is, will Mordekaiser die ever? And the Radiant Ginsu's on Zeri is just so good. Anyone who says Zeri is weak, by the way, I don't think so. She doesn't seem that bad. And like I said, replace this Giant Slayer with like a Hurricane or a Gunblade. Could be even better. Gragas 2. Can't really roll again, because even if we hit Zeri, we won't be able to afford it. And there's some slight optimizations here, like should the Exotech emblem be on Gragas, or should it be on Zac? Excuse me, it's late. It's past my bedtime. Been working all day. Looking at the other player, they played Cypher but only hit 236. That's not that worrisome. That's probably like 15, 20 gold worth of stuff. Rapid Fire Zed's not that scary. Good damage. Buy the Varus. Buy the Varus, you coward. Alright, PvE round. Got a Bloblet. The Bloblets are so cute. Since I'm running out of removers, we're going to go ahead and do this and get that on to Sejuani. Sort of desperate for removers. And again, mostly my fault. I misplayed my removers in the early game. On the other side, we see a 5 strategist, 5 street demon comp that looks pretty strong. Alright, Hacked Orb. And it's going to be, ooh, the 2 components that are like permanently Pandora's. So we should be able to make something good with those if we want. And now I need to figure out what items I want. I was looking for a Shojin here so that Varus could be itemized as another carry, but didn't really hit it, unfortunately. So instead, what we're going to do is probably Nashor's Jeweled Gauntlet and then wait for the Pandora's items to hit. Someone FF'd, so this is taking a while. And there's our Shojin if we want it. Alright, so like I said, Adaptive Helm on Sejuani. She's going to be kind of a beast here. We got a tier with our Pandora's items, so we can get Varus all itemized here. And then honestly, we can just go like Crown Guard on Zac, which is not bad. So getting to use our Pandora's items right away is pretty nice. I'm still not buying these Varuses, which kind of makes me sad. I should definitely be buying these Varuses. Going up against the Street Demon player here. Mordekaiser kind of getting low there for a second. But nope, gets through it. And again, Zeri 1, by the way. A lot of damage here from Zeri 1. I have seen so many Varuses, it's actually embarrassing. There's 2 more Varuses here. That finally starts convincing me to buy these, by the way. Still no Zeri 2. Little awkward here. Again, still full win streaking and still a very good front line, but being stuck on Zeri 1 kind of hurting us here. We might fall behind. On the other side here, it's only 6 Syndicate. There's not 2 emblems, so this shouldn't be that scary. TF2, Shaco 2. They do have Zeri 2, though. You know, my Zeri that I want. And now they're dead. So give me Zeris. Give me Zeris. All right, we're down to 4. And again, it's PBE. PBE is going to be a weak lobby. We've also got the Zac here we're slowly buying Bobless for. So make him a little stronger. Five Varuses, or 5 Mordekaisers, 6 Varuses. A little sad. Come on. Also, this music's great. Our music team's so good. So good. Okay. We go up against a Anima Squad player, but I see a Zaya 1. I see a Brand 1, so I'm not too worried. They have the Gatling gun power up, but yeah, overall, their carry's still a Seraphine 2, so they're not too strong. And now they're dead, and we're on a 12 win streak. So Exotech doing its job. Still no Zeri though. If we can get a Zac off Carousel, that'd be Zac 2, which could be quite nice. Another adaptive helm, don't really need that. Spark, not that we need that, but we could take Spark, put it on Zac. Makes the Varus do more damage. And this looks like what we're gonna do. Alright, Spark's fine. 6 Mordekaisers. Still need that. There we go. We finally did it. We finally did it. Okay. I'm moving the Spark to try to be a little closer to Varus here, since Varus is the one who needs to benefit from the Spark. Now, hitting Mordekaiser 3 would guarantee us the win here. Varus 3 would be fine. I should have bought many Varuses long ago. Again, up against 6 Syndicate here. That is a Kobuko 2. But I wouldn't call those the best Kobuko items. And Sejuani has stunned them. And you can see here again, Adaptive Helm. Sejuani getting her second cast off. Zeri is now very ramped up. Whew. 16,000 damage from Zeri. Who said she's weak? I don't think she's weak. I think she's pretty good. Floblet. Now, we could consider going 9, but honestly here, going 9 would get us like a Garen or an Urgot, which is eh. We're up against 5 Strategist, 5 Street Demon with a Strategist Urgot, or Strategist Cho. That Strategist Cho will be scary. So, by the way, this person has 2 Syndicate emblems. They should be able to hit 7 Syndicate. I don't know why they're not hitting 7 Syndicate. They're still learning the set, I guess. Radiant Archangels on the Brand. That's a little scary, considering 5 Strategists also. Since they're 5 Strategists, though, I would kind of want the items to be on Ziggs as opposed to Brand, but... thankfully, it looks like we're going to win this fight. A little close, though, for a ghost fight. Okay. Alright, up against Aurelion Soul. By the way, the PvE mobs, Aurelion Soul and Azir, don't do the thing where Soju sometimes does, where he makes his board too weak. These actually can do some okay damage. I'm not saying they're hard, they're no crab rave, they're not going to kill you, but if you go in here with a weak board, it will wipe you. It's tuned to be a little harder than the dragon, but again, mostly easy though. And you can watch here, like that meteor, for example, you know, didn't do that much to Varus with 7 Exotech, but just don't play a non-board, you know. Ooh, 3 blobs, nice. Rolling for Varuses and Mordekaisers and blobs. 8 Varuses, man, sure wish I'd bought those ones earlier. Item-wise, nothing great here. Go with Ginsu's on Draven. Realistically, probably should have been a tank item, but it's fine. All right. 5 strategists, and again, this Cho'Gath is pretty scary. The only thing making me a little less scared is it doesn't have Bruiser in. But ow, that Ziggs bomb just like chunked the Zac there. Oof, that brand bomb there. Thankfully, we get a really good Sejuani ult here. Whew. And Zeri just ramped up so fast. So 10,000 damage from that. 15 round win streak. All right, so now it's just us and the Street Demon Strategist player. And instead of going 9, we're going to roll, because again, if we can hit this Varus or Mordekaiser, it would be very good. 7 Mords. Not hitting. Getting plenty of blobs, though. Ooh, 3 more blobs. Nice. Okay. All right, now this fight, again, last time we did win with a good Sejuani ult. But if you watch the damage, like, the Ziggs can melt that frontline with his cross-shaped bomb pretty quick. And in fact, this fight, frontline gets hit pretty hard. And yeah, my frontline's kind of gone. Sejuani ult this time was not nearly as good. And we lose that fight. Uh-oh. So now we kind of need to get serious about our positioning. But that being said, we do have a Sejuani, and because they're Street Demon, they're kind of locked in place. So there's definitely easier ways to beat this, right? So we're going to move Sejuani over here so that Sejuani can ult their whole group, hopefully. Move Varus across the way. Because you can see they're kind of stuck here. This is going to be one of the disadvantages of Street Demon, especially if you get this setup, is Sejuani will counter you pretty hard. And so you'll see this fight, how it goes. But now we've positioned a little bit better. They do have a Garen. They're moving items around a little bit. But here comes the first Sejuani ult, and this time it hits everything on their board except the Yuumi. Second Sejuani ult comes through. They're going to be stunned again. And it's still a little close, but that buys us so much time that Zeri can just melt them all. Zac, by the way, second in damage. So Zac's another champion, by the way, I think is kind of secretly masquerading as a little overpowered. We do have a Bastion, or excuse me, an Exotech emblem, which can allow us to like take out Jhin. Put this on Zac, totally an option. Like, we still have one remover, so it can just go on Zac here. The Exotech is a big chunk of health. Like I said, that's probably the part that actually needs a little nerf. And then I could put in a Dynamo or an Executioner or a Marksman. Or even just a... but nope, we're just going to leave it in for no reason. Other than it's a good emblem. Alright. This could end it, though. They're only at 18 health. Again, we just have to watch these Sejuani ults. First Sejuani ult. Again, this time hits everything. Literally everything this time. Second ult, we do get the second ult thanks to the adaptive helm. This one's looking a lot closer, but Zac now pretty heavy with the Exotech emblems. And we do win that fight. It's not over yet, though. One more. All right, Varus 3, finally. Should have happened ages ago, but I'm bad. And there you go. So yeah, like I said, Exotech, pretty simple to play here. It's like, do we really want too techie? Eh. One more Bloblet. Alright. But yeah, like I said, Exotech's pretty fun. Depending on what items you get, you can lean into different carries. We had the Zeri item, so we leaned into that. Mordekaiser with both of these tank items, I think is pretty tanky. So, enjoy it. It's a fun comp. First Sejuani ult hits everything but Yuumi. And second ult does go off. This time it's going to hit everything. And that's going to do it. So, there you go. Alright. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Exotech game. Have fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.